Council of Higher Education, to address the gathering.
Good morning, everyone. Today's chief guest, our Honorable Governor, Her Excellency Srimati Dr. Tamilisai Soundararajan. She is also our fraternity of Professor of Medical in Tamil Nadu. It is a great opportunity for all of us to have that type of personality with this august gathering. Really, we feel it a privilege and honor to have our Governor and Chancellor in the greatest and important occasion to shape the national education policy to implement in different states. And we have the guest of honors, Sri Professor Hanil Sastrabudhe, Chairman AICT, and Professor J.P. Singhal, President Abasam and former Vice Chancellor, University of Rajasthan, and Professor Bhattu Satyanarayana Garu, Vice Chancellor, Central University, Karnataka, Professor D. Ravinder, Vice Chancellor of this prestigious university, and Professor N. Kishan, convener of this seminar, and we have the present and former Vice Chancellors, teaching fraternity for different parts of the country, particularly the faculty members of Usmania University, non-teaching staff and student friends. At the outset, first I would like to congratulate the seminar organizers, Professor N. Kishan, convener, and Dr. Lakshmanji, and those who are associating different parts, different organizations in conducting this seminar. After 34 years, a new national education policy is in place. This educational policy, under the chairmanship of eminent scientist Dr. Kasturi Rangan, and we are all in the at present times a pandemic crisis. Everybody is afraid about this crisis around the globe, in our states also. And we are also at age of technology. And with the quickly changing employment landscape and global ecosystem, it is becoming very, very important to re-look into the education policies and making it into very critical, not only to learn, but more importantly, learn how to learn. This is the need of the hour. So that's national education policy. Due to this time limitation, I would like to confine some of the areas, like the national education policy emphasizes access, equality, quality, and affordability. Another important feature of this higher education, national education policy is it is a public good, not a private or a commercial purpose. And if anybody comes without the support of the government, that should be a philanthropy. That was the core values of this national education policy, as I understand this 65 pages document is concerned. The policy suggests so many structural changes, the single stream higher education and conversion into the a multidisciplinary institutions of research intensive universities, teaching intensive universities, and autonomous degree granting universities. Dismantling of all affiliating system in the universities. Moving from single mode to a multi-mode model. Moving from single media to a multimedia. From dependence model to Atmanirbhar model. This was the things we have. And it has proposed different structures. Coming into the access, affordability, equality is concerned, Telangana is doing good. Telangana state, even though it is the youngest state in the country, we have for 1 lakh population, one college, number 2 in the country. It is more access to the students of different parts of the country. And this is also making, we are all aware that the GER, gross enrollment ratio, where the national education policy focusing that we will reach 50% by 2035. But at present, the government of India, national average is 26%, whereas Telangana is 36% of GR. We are ahead of 10% than this one. And affordability is concerned, the government is taking all measures to provide access and inclusiveness in education. That's why after the formation of Telangana, we have introduced 54 residential degree colleges. Out of them, most belongs to the girls, women residential degree college. That's why we can see the enrollment in higher education, particularly with regard to the girls, ladies. Nearly in higher education, you look into the Usman University profile, 65 to 70% are girls are entering into the education institution. This is also a great achievement by empowering the people by giving these social welfare residential institutions. The another important measure is fees reimbursement. This much of fees reimbursement nowhere in the country. We have been taking all initiatives to provide scholarship, fees reimbursement for the deprived classes, SC, ST, BC is concerned. And coming to the interdisciplinary courses, coming into the providing a major minor opportunity for the students to pursue their undergraduate courses. We have introduced the bucket system where at undergraduate level, student can choose any 3 subjects. A science student can get arts paper, or a BA student also can get a mathematics paper or life science paper. Like that, we have been providing a multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary approach for the students from last 2 years onwards. And also, this academic year, we made an humble beginning by introducing the cluster system. The cluster is also one of the important core of national education policy. We have taken a pilot project having 10 colleges, and we are making very effective and implementable cluster model in the state. And another important change we taken is BA honors. Earlier, the students who want to pursue the BA honors, they have to go to Delhi or any neighboring states. This academic year onwards, we have introduced BA honors course with the best model curriculum in the country. So that's why we have attracted good number of students and it is going on well. Another important thing we have made last year onwards that one of the important challenge in the universities is connecting the industry academia collaborations. The State Council has taken initiative to make the connectivity between the industry and universities. That's why we have taken some important global reputed industries, and from the beginning, designing of curriculum to evaluation system, we made a foolproof course, and that is the data science course we introduced, and the Statistics Department taking initiative. Like that, we have taken number of initiatives, and in addition to that, the emerging courses. Today, everybody talking about artificial intelligence, machine learning, so on and so forth. Telangana state government permitted 24,000 of intake enhanced this academic year and last year academic year to provide access to the emerging areas to our students are concerned. So this is all going to be one of the best models, and we are trying to take the spirit of this national education policy, and Telangana is going to be the dream destination for all the students across the globe is concerned. And lastly, I would like to conclude that this type of seminars is to deliberate the so many other issues, challenges, which is becoming difficult for implementing this concept. And what are the debate going across the states, that I would like to make two important things. One is issues to be recognized, the constitutional objective of the centers to recognize the state's involvement in the higher education policies are concerned. We are all aware that the education was in the state subject when the constitution was adopted. But in 1976, during the emergency period, with the 42nd amendment, the education was shifted from state list to the concurrent list. So, keeping that into mind, how best we can make to identify the role of the states, responsibilities of the states, that will be definitely make them more effective. So many states have their own reservations and debates are going on. So this type of deliberations definitely help us to understand the various dynamics of this educational policies are concerned. We have to this type of celebrations, I appeal this August gathering to agree to disagree to make implementable policies. With these few words, I thank the organizers and patient listening of August gathering. Thank you one and all. And I wish all the best for the today National Seminar.